Hi there, it's Tuesday morning. I'm Sharon Taylor. This is Blessings on the Beach, which comes to you hosted by St. Peter Lutheran Church, and that's in Fort Myers Beach, Florida. I serve there as pastor, and I am actually going to be concluding my service to St. Peter this week. So these will be our last devotions together. I am taking time off after 25 years of parish ministry. I think it's time for me to take a little bit of time and to look at maybe some other ways that I can serve God in retirement, and also just have a chance to do my own grieving over the hurricane and the loss and trauma from the hurricane and the loss and trauma of my father just following the hurricane. So just going to take a little bit of time to refresh, and I hope that you will continue to carve out time on Tuesdays and Thursdays at least to do some grounding and some individual meditation. So we're actually going to end the way we began with Joyce Rupp, and there's a devotional book that I love that's hers, The Cup of Our Life. And so for today and for Thursday, we're going to be looking at the open cup. The quote is from Mary Oliver. "If the doors of my heart ever close, I am as good as dead. If the doors of my heart ever close, I am as good as dead." Joyce writes, "Every once in a while I have a moment of sheer panic. One of these moments occurred the night I came home late from a meeting and discovered that my screen door had been accidentally locked. I immediately looked to see if there was any other way into the house. There were no openings. After much consternation, I finally discovered that I could pry open the screen door and pop the lock. What a relief to open the door to my home that evening." Most everything needs to be opened in order for it to serve its purpose. Clothes need to be opened before we can put them on and receive their warmth and protection. A book requires opening before the contents can be shared. A house has to have a door or window open before it can provide a shelter. A cupboard door must be opened before the contents can be retrieved. The same holds true for our spiritual self. Being open is a prerequisite for spiritual growth. In order for God to enter our lives fully, we must be ready to receive. The door to our inner self must be wide open. Our mind and heart need to be receptive so that we can hear and receive what God is offering. God needs openings in our lives in order to get through to us, to communicate with us, to nourish us, to stretch us toward greater growth, to revitalize and renew us with love. Openness is also about wonder and surprise. Christine Lord-Weber writes, "All life is a beginning. I need an open, spontaneous, joyful attitude that knows it does not know. I need an emptiness in me. I need to find the part in my soul still empty, still able to be surprised, still open to wonder." Oftentimes, a deep joy is associated with openness because openness leads to inner freedom and growth. This freedom usually comes with a price. It requires trusting God more with our lives and having a willingness to meet our resistances head on. I never like facing what keeps me from being open, but as long as I thrash around in my wild attempts to clutch and cling to old securities, I close myself off from the growth that could be mine. Sometimes we may be open, but not have room to receive due to the inner clutter that junks up and crowds our mind and heart. This clutter claims a lot of mental and emotional space and keeps us from receiving the good things we need. Just as our bodies breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, so our spirits need to take in what is life-giving and empty out what is not helpful to us. This week, I invite you to ponder your openness and to take some brave steps to empty out anything that might be keeping your spiritual cup from being filled. I also invite you to remain faithful to your time of solitude, the time in which you pay full attention to your relationship with God. The daily practice of solitude prepares prepares and nurtures your readiness to receive from God throughout your day. Solitude can help you to refocus your intentions, to listen more fully, and to clear away some of the inner debris that obstructs your spiritual openness. As you pray through this week, may you continue to open the space within yourself that is waiting to be filled with the radiance of God. It always is a good reminder to think about the fact that our cups may be filled full, but not full with the things that are helpful to us. That's why when we do mindfulness meditation, we breathe in and visualize breathing in God's light and God's newness and God's love. And then we can visualize as we exhale, breathing out that everything that doesn't serve us, all those things that are cluttering up our cup and our hearts, that are getting in the way of receiving God and paying attention to God's presence in our day. So just to remember that, even if you don't find another devotion online, but you can remember that breath work of breathing in light and hope and love, and breathing out all those things that no longer serve you, the things that are clogging up and getting stuck in your body space, all of that energy that you can lovingly give back out, give it back to the earth, give it back so that it can be received and transmuted, and then you can receive the newness of God. So I hope that this will be helpful for you this week, and I hope that you will return with me on Thursday. We'll see you then. Thanks so much.